Hello, Seekers. Welcome back to Hostile Solo, Episode 4. And thank you once again for joining me today. Where we left off last time, the team has been ambushed and they received a fire from a heavy-duty energy weapon. And everyone was able to jump into cover. They made a successful recon roll. And they were able to jump into cover and only receive 1d6 damage, which they absorb with their armor. But certainly everyone is a bit shooken up, and they're all pinned down. And we had a round of area fire, and all of the area fire was not successful. And when their round ended, the next round started and nothing happened. So the team noticed that really nothing was going on for a while, and they were expecting to, probably receive some more fire from the enemy, but nothing happened after a certain period of time. So they're wondering what's going on. And so now a round has passed and it is now back to our squad's turn. And before everybody starts firing again, Sarge tells everybody, wait. I think I know maybe what kind of weapon we're dealing with here. And so what Sarge is going to do is he's just going to do a simple yes/no roll here. And on a no, he's not going to be able to remember what weapon it is, or maybe he'll get it wrong. And on a yes, he'll be able to remember what weapon it is and guess it correctly. And so he would have to roll a 4 to 6 for a yes, and it'd be a 1 to 3 for a no. Now we also have Moose, who is a heavy weapons expert. He has a skill of 2 in heavy weapons and has a lot of training on that. And so between Moose's heavy weapons skill and Sarge, his battle experience, that things that he's seen, I'm going to apply a +1 bonus for Sarge for his skill. So maybe the two of them are kind of putting their heads together and figuring out what this is. So he's gonna have to get a 4 or higher, but he'll get a +1 bonus on this roll. So let's see how it goes. And that's a 1. So unfortunately, he's not going to pass that. That's only going to be a roll of a 2. So maybe they're not quite able to figure out what weapon it is there. So the team is still a little bit unsure what they should do here. And they're going to have to possibly venture out of cover to get a better look at maybe who this enemy is or what's going on. So on their turn here, DJ is going to attempt to run across to the other side here and get a better look somewhere where he can kind of stand and peek out of cover and get a better look, because as far as they can tell, they seem to be receiving fire from somewhere in this area or somewhere beyond that area right there. So DJ is going to basically attempt to sprint across over to here. And now what's going to happen is there's going to be an area fire roll for the enemy here. So let's take a look at how we roll the area fire for the enemy. So what they need to do is they have to roll a 12 plus to hit one of the players, and it would usually be rolled randomly, but anyone who is out in the open or running around would probably be targeted first. So in this case, it would probably be DJ would be targeted first, and only a maximum of 1 squad member casualty. There can only be a maximum of 1 squad member casualty per round with this. So I guess if they are hit, then they are killed. So let's look. This is definitely some high stakes combat here. Trying to maneuver around in this fight. So let's look at what enemy dice modifiers there might be. Range is under their weapon range band. So the team doesn't know what this weapon is, and I'm not going to reveal it yet, but the weapon is under the band at long range because the weapon actually has a longer range than that. It's actually has a rifle range, which is longer by 1 level. So the weapon is going to get a +1 here. And then we have an NPC, or we have a player character in the open running, sprinting. So that's going to be +2. So there's going to be at least a +3 already for this roll. And machine guns are grenade launchers, so they don't have that. So there's going to be a +3 for a 2d6 roll, and we definitely don't want to get a 12 or higher here. So let's see what we get. Okay, and that's only going to be a 6, so that's not bad. So another round of this energy weapon is blasted in here, but thankfully DJ is able to get through there okay, and he's not hurt by that. And now he's in a better position where he can possibly take a look at what's going on. But right now he's going to go ahead and crouch down here. So that would be at least a -1 dice modifier to hit him now. He's crouched on this corner, but he can peek out of the corner and take a look at what's going on. Okay, so one thing I'm trying to determine here is, by getting a better vantage point, how can we determine if we can actually see the enemy? And I'm not really too sure how to decide this. Obviously, if you were just to run directly at the enemy, which would be super dangerous, but you could probably do that, and maybe you could actually spot them. And there's a certain amount of discretion here for the GM, and playing solo, the player is also the GM. So I do have an idea of where I see this enemy being right now, and even though they may have started from cover, I don't see them, due to the type of enemy that they are, I don't see them maintaining cover very, very strictly. In fact, they might want to directly assault the soldiers if they feel that they have an advantage. So I'm basically just going to play it that because DJ was able to run out and get a better vantage point, by peeking around the corner, at least he is able to see where the target is initially, and then the other characters will also be able to see where the target is after DJ has spotted him. So, and then like I said, due to the type of enemy, he's actually not going to try so hard to hide all the time because it's just not in the style of enemy that it is. So DJ is looking down here, and he is able to see some sort of a very, very high-powered armored soldier here, and they're quite large, and all of the Marines have a combat suit, an environment suit. They all have the integrated combat suit, but this particular individual over here has an extremely armored and powerful suit. Not quite to the level of, like, say, a mech or something like that, but definitely much closer to something like a mech compared to what they have with their combat suits. And none of them have ever seen anything quite like this before, and they're all quite shocked by what they're seeing here, and of course quite worried about what is bearing down on them right now. So DJ was able to spot him, but also he is proceeding with his attack. So now with our turn, they're going to have a chance to attack him there, and so we'll start off with DJ, and he's going to attack first. So let's roll for his hit chance here. And I do have the stats here of the enemy unit, and I won't go into all the detail about exactly what the unit is right now, but I do have the stats here that we're going to need to be able to do the combat with him here. So for DJ, he is going to get a dex bonus. He's going to get a dex bonus of 4, and then he'll also have the gun combat bonus. And actually with a 12, that's going to be, I believe, a bonus of 2. Yeah, so that's a bonus of 2. So he's going to have a total of a bonus of 3. And the enemy is no longer in cover. They are simply proceeding down and, attacking directly. So DJ will get a bonus of 3, and we'll roll for a 2 hit chance here. And that's going to be a 9. And that would actually be a 10, 11, 12. So that's going to be a 12, which is a pretty good hit right there. So DJ is able to hit, and he's going to roll the 3d6, which also has an effect of 4, being 12. And he's going to roll a 15. And that's going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. So that would be 19 points of damage. Okay, so even though DJ had a very successful and damaging attack, because he is using, standard small arms, or, a standard firearm, he's not able to actually do any damage to the target. And so when he unleashes this damaging attack, and he's noticing that it doesn't do any damage, and so he's quite surprised. And so what happens is Sarge goes ahead and yells to them that, this guy is heavily armored, and he's like, let me take care of this. So, or I'm sorry, not Sarge, Moose. So Moose yells at them and he says, hey, let me take care of this guy. He's clearly got some armor, so Moose is going to go ahead and attack with his Eagle Eye missile here, and he only has 1 round, so he's going to want to make it count. And now, according to the combat rules here, if he's going to use an anti-armor weapon, he needs to roll a 6+ to disable it, or if he rolls an 8+, he could destroy it. And the combat armor has 3 hull points and structure of 2, and I'm not sure exactly if it matters how many hull points it has. Because if he is hit with the missile, I'm guessing that would be enough damage. But we can look here at the missile, at the Eagle Eye missile. So the missile has a high explosive anti-tank warhead that can destroy light or medium armor, and is guided to the target by infrared system. And you would normally get a +3 DM to hit unless the guidance computer cannot lock on, or is confused by some kind of decoys, or has no IR signature to identify, such as with a bunker or a supply dump. And it will have the target's armor points, and then it will inflict 8d6 damage. So I don't know how that works with the hull damage. Okay, so we have a penetration table here, and this will help us to determine how much hull point reduction we can get with the missile. Now, for DJ, he attacked with the battle rifle, which only has a 3d6, and you need to have a small arms weapon that does a 5d6 or higher base damage to even be able to hurt an armored vehicle type of target, which is what this battle armor is considered, an armored vehicle. So we'll go ahead and attack with Moose with the missile, and then we'll determine if he was able to do enough damage, how much hull point reduction there's going to be based on the damage. And even though he would normally get a +3 to hit with the missile due to the guidance system, what he finds in this case is that he is not able to get a lock with the guidance system. So there's something that is subverting or damaging or disrupting his guidance signal here. And I think we're going to be using the same gunfire tables, I believe, for this weapon. So let's see what kind of bonuses or deductions he might be getting here. So really nothing. It looks like there wouldn't be any modifiers, plus or minus, right now, I don't believe, but he's not going to get the +3 from the targeting computer in the missile. And I don't know if he's going to get any dex bonus. It looks like no, he has a dex of 8, so he's not going to get any dex bonus. Now he will get a +2 for his level 2 of heavy weapons skill. So we're going to have to get a 6 or higher with this missile here. And that looks like a 5. So that is not going to hit. Unfortunately, we just missed it. And he has used up his missile there. So we do not have any more missiles. And certainly if his targeting computer wasn't thrown off, he would have been able to make that hit. But yeah, the targeting computer was somehow jammed or disrupted. So Sarge is pretty disappointed Moose is really disappointed with himself, and he's like, damn, I can't believe I missed. And he said, something is throwing off the targeting computer. And so Sarge steps up and he says, all right, I'll take care of this. And he decides that he's going to throw a grenade over there. And I think we have to determine if a grenade can actually do enough damage as well. Yeah, so an M4 fragmentation grenade would have a 5d6 if it's at the right range. So it would have to be at a distance of 3 meters to be able to have a 5d6. And I think right now, if we look at 1.5 meters per square, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. So that's going to be about 15 meters away. So that's going to be too far to get the 5d6 damage. So it may not be. It's really not going to do anything if Sarge throws a grenade from that distance. And so really everyone is quite unsure of what to do at this point because of how heavily armored his target is, and really nothing has gone well for them so far. But possibly they can try to get closer as the target makes its way down. They might be able to come out of cover from the sides and possibly throw grenades that way. So Sarge is going to go ahead and decide to sprint down in between these buildings here. So he should be able to sprint up to 18 meters. So should be no problem to sprint down to about here. That's only going to be probably about 12 or 13 meters. So Sarge is going to sprint down there. And Moose still has his grenade launcher, so he is just going to maintain his position, and Buttons is going to pull back a little bit so that she can have some cover from the side here. And Moose is going to maintain his position and get ready to fire in the next round. And the battle armor is moving forward at kind of a slow and steady pace, and I believe he's only able to move 7 meters per round, so he's going to move about this far as everyone is sort of running out of the way and running for cover. And now it's going to be everyone's turn again, and there is a reason why the battle armor is only able to attack every other round, but because Sarge failed in his role to identify what the weapon is, we don't know exactly why that is. So all right, so now we're on to the next round, and the best thing that we can do is see if we're in range to throw a grenade to possibly pop out from cover and throw a grenade. So our distance now is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be about, that's probably about 8 or 9 meters away, which is still going to be, I think that might be right at the edge of the range for the grenade. No, they've got to be 3 meters away, so they've got to be basically about 2 squares away to do enough damage with the grenade. So in this case, Moose can fire with his grenade launcher, and that might be able to do enough damage at range. Let's see how that would work. Okay, yeah, so the range on the grenade launcher is assault range, which is about medium, so the target would need to be basically about 50 meters or less. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the target's about 15 meters away, so that would be okay. And then he's got the he has the high explosive rounds, which would be 5d6, and it can also have the vehicle armor, so that's a nice bonus there, because we also still have to deal with 16 points of armor here as well before we'd be able to start dealing a certain amount of hull damage, I believe. So Moose is going to fire the grenade launcher, and I don't think that one can do any kind of a burst. No, you can only fire 1 per round. Okay, so he's going to fire 1 with the grenade launcher. And with his heavy weapons skill, he is going to get a +2 on that, I believe. I believe a grenade launcher is a heavy weapon. Yeah, okay, so yeah, a grenade launcher is a heavy weapon. You can see here in the Marine Handbook that it's going to include things like rocket launchers, plasma guns, heavy artillery guns, tactical missile launchers, grenade launchers, and high-velocity tank guns. So Moose will be able to apply his +2 bonus of the heavy weapon, and I don't think he'll be able to apply any other bonus right now. So yeah, we're just going to have a +2 bonus to hit here. So we're going to need to roll at least a 6 or better. All right, so we just got a 6. So let's roll for damage here. And now this is going to be a 5d6, and it will also have the armor of the target. And I'm seeing a lot of 1s there, unfortunately. So let's see, we're going to have 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to have a roll of 12, which is pretty disappointing out of a 5d6. So now we take the armor and we reduce that by half, which is going to be 8. So that means that 4 points is going to get through. And if we look at our penetration table here, he is going to sustain 4 points of damage, and that's going to be a whole point reduction of 1. So the battle armor, as we'll call it, the hull is now down to 2 from 3, and it looks like he also needs to make a component damage roll. So we can see over here there's a component damage table, and when you make a certain amount of hull point damage, then you make a certain amount of component damage rolls. So he's going to have to make 1. So we'll roll a 2d6 to see what kind of component damage that he's going to get. And that's going to be a 5, which is speed. So the speed is affected. It's going to lower the speed by 20%. So right now he can move 7 meters when walking, but he can also sprint 40 meters. So we reduce that by 20. That's going to be a reduction of 8 meters for sprinting, and a reduction of maybe about 1.5 for the standard walking. So right now we'll say he can walk 5.5 meters, and he can sprint up to about 32 meters. So he's going to continue. He's going to continue walking about 5 meters here, and now he's got a clear shot at Sarge, who is right there. Or actually, wait, no, I didn't have everybody else go yet. So Sarge would be able to maybe roll out of cover and possibly throw a grenade, but it is going to leave him exposed at pretty close range here. Or maybe he can kind of peek around the corner and kind of do a blind fire toss with a grenade, but once again, the target is not quite close enough really for the damage to be effective. So, but anyway, we were able to do our first little bits of damage, but I think things are about to get really bad because he is now going to be able to fire. He can fire every other turn, and his weapon hits for 10d6 damage. So things are going to get really, really bad here in a minute. And so we will come back in the next episode to see how the rest of this combat plays out. But yeah, things are about to get really, really bad for our squad here, and it's going to be a miracle if they all survive. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.